Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another spectacular Friday and slightly different live stream. I don't have any pickups like we would normally consider pickups. Excuse me. Woke up with something in my throat here. But I have gotten a ton of Funko Sodas recently. So here in a couple, we're going to start opening those up. If anybody wants to join, I'll add the link to the chat. It's always pinned up at the top. So if you have some Funko Sodas you'd like to open up with us or just come in and hang out, you guys are more than welcome. We are over on Twitch as well. So if you haven't subscribed to me over on Twitch, please do. I got 20 people over there. Crazy. I'm trying to do more and more on Twitch simply because several people have said it's better than YouTube. So I might start doing more of my video, like every other video game stream over on Twitch, as opposed to just doing all of them over here. So over on Twitch, my name is still 1000th Ghost. Drop over, add me somewhere if you'd like. But today we're going to do some Funko Sodas. We're going to talk about the Thor trailer. I have finally caught up with Moon Knight, so we can talk about that. See what else is there. Oh, and I've got a box of RAMBO vehicles and stuff that I'm gonna go through and kind of see if I can't figure out how to put them together. It's a lot of loose stuff, and I'm not sure exactly what all I've got. Super Awesome Geek Show might be stopping by if he has a chance. I know he's got to work till about 10 a.m. my time, so we might not catch him this week. But if he stops by, I'm going to use his expertise on loose stuff because I never did pick up a lot of RAMBO stuff. It came out too close to when I was concentrating on Transformers and Star Wars, of course. So that's the kind of stuff we're going to go over today. Just kind of, the general BS that we do every week. Nothing hugely world-shatteringly important out in the world. If it devolves a little bit, we may actually start talking about the packaging, Hasbro packaging. I know that's been a big thing on a whole bunch of other streams. I have not been able to catch all of them. They're in my queue. I'll probably watch most of those tomorrow. Usual Mike is talking about it. I think the boys over at 3 Minute a Monkey Lizard will be talking about it. I know Shabby was part of a stream talking about it. My initial take, without going too deep, is I don't like it. So even as an inbox collector. But so let's get started on some of these Funko Sodas. So I have 22 Funko Sodas to open. Some of them I have 2 of. Some of them I only have 1 of. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do one of the ones I have 2 of, and then I'll open a random onesie. I did want to show out of this, when I bought these, I did get a, where is it? Here he is. Fuzzy Lumpkins. I bought 2 Fuzzy Lumpkins, and I got the normal. I hadn't opened him yet. I just was looking. I got bored. What the Pop was doing a stream the other night, and they were all opening stuff, and I felt left out. Even though I wasn't actually on the stream. I was just sitting at home and decided to open these. I hate when the tape gets stuck to the black plastic gets stuck to the other stuff. There we go. So this is Fuzzy Lumpkins. He is from the Powerpuff Girls. Kind of like a big redneck kind of guy. But I'm not sure I don't know what the fuzzy. Oh, I bet you he's fuzzy. Would be what the chase is. If you're not familiar with Funko Pops, Funko Sodas, they come in a nice container, and they each come with a pog. Well, I don't think they're really pogs, but we call them pogs. That have the character on the front, and then it tells you how many there are of that character. So this is one of 6,250 out of 7,500. So the other is the chase. And every figure has a chase for the most part. I think there's a couple recently that haven't had chases, but those have been like con exclusives and stuff like that. So, you know. Hey, Rozov, how you doing? Nice to see you. But that's Fuzzy Lumpkins. I did get some others that I've already opened. I got them from What the Pop from a Whatnot auction. There's a video up that I'll pin down below once this is all over that shows you all the ones I got from them. They're great guys. Please go over and subscribe to What the Pop if you have not already. I don't have, you know where is Rozov? There we go. Throwing some wrenches out there. Hey, Kat, how you doing? Made you a moderator too. I don't have a ton of moderators. Sometimes I have a lot of moderators. So, Rozov, I dropped you in there. Let's see. I have 3 Churnerbogs. This is, of course, the villain from Fantasia. I got a common from him already. So when I get a common, I will go ahead and open it. Oh man, Fuller, you are not kidding. They are kind of like Pringles. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing ad icons in these. So once I have a common, I go ahead and look at the Pog, simply because if I open all 3 of these and I open them all the way, then whoever I give them to doesn't get the fun of opening them. So, all right, so this one is also a common. Let me grab the common. I'll show you what he looks like. I mean, it's not like you don't know what Chernobog looks like, but so he looks like this. And I think the chase is him holding like fire. So, so I do have 2 more chances with that one. We'll see. Everybody saying hi. Let's see. As a rando, let us open Quick Draw Mcgraw. Quick Draw is a Hanna-Barbera cartoon from the 60s and 70s. Gen Xers know him as part of the Yogi Yahooies on the All-Star Laugh Olympics. Oh, no, he's the common. Sad. He has an alter ego called El Kabong, which is kind of a Zorro-ish type character, except he runs around with a guitar and smacks people on the head with it. So, sadly, no, nothing there. And once I open all these, another part of today will be moving some stuff around so that I can actually get these out and onto the shelf somewhere. I have too many of these. Let's see. Just a quick draw here. Fuzzy Lumpkins back. All right, let's go with Remy. Next up is Remy. Remy is, of course, from the incredibly good Pixar movie. Oops. It's lost. It's gone. It's not here. So we'll just go with that. This is a Lunchbox exclusive from Ratatouille, of course. I don't know why my brain kind of slowed down today. So see what we got. The that's one of the reasons is I keep coughing. The chase of him is actually a flocked figure. So I did not get him flocked. It's just Remy. I still wish they would have given him like a, holy crap, his hand's broken. Weak. Now watch, I'll get the chase next, and I'll have to still buy another one. Well, that's, this is the third pop soda I've gotten now. And they're packed. They must break before, because they're wrapped in a plastic, and then there's not a lot of room in here to move around. So that sucks. My Rudolph was that way, and I got I can't remember who else. There was somebody else that came that way. I think it was one of my cereal pop ones. That sucks. Hey, JJ, what's up? Tomorrow, while I'm at work, I'm going to start watching some stuff because I've never watched that Power Rangers movie, so I need to watch that. And I may start trying to get through the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but we'll see. Okay, next up is Spiky. He's a clown from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Hey, Mark, what's up? How you doing? Again, if anybody wants to join, it's pinned at the top. Feel free to come on, say hey. Blue has a new has a 3D printer. If you guys have been watching, he's been 3D printing a whole bunch of stuff. Some of that stuff is pretty cool. I will not get one of those ever. I don't have the space for it. I can get tricked into a lot of stuff, and but I'm not going to do 3D printing because I figure by the time I get around to it, enough of my friends will have had them that I can just buy stuff from them and have them make them. If you haven't seen, he's made some really cool boxes and stuff, Star Wars type scale for 6-inch, and they look great. And he's also made some stands for Star Wars figures. 3 3/4, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but those look really cool too. All right, so let's see what Spiky has here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. I know enough. I'm going to rewatch. I don't need to rewatch the Blues Brothers. I've watched that a zillion times. But I will rewatch Back to the Future 3 again. It is my favorite of the Back to the Future movies, sort of. I mean, I like part 1, of course, like everybody else. But I like part 3 better than 2. All right, so there he is. I don't think he's the chase because I would assume the chase is some sort of glowing thing. We'll know in a sec. Nope, he is not. So once I hit a chase, you'll know. Sort of, they're a lot more colored, and it says, "Hi, you've got a chase." But commons are okay. I just like having the figure. So. No, you're not going to trick me. I was able to survive without getting onto you guys' hot toy thing. I am not going to get into 3D printing. Okay, next up, one of my favorite characters in Disney is Isma and Cronk. And they did an Isma. She's in her scientist, and I think they did a Cronk too. I'm not sure. I've got to find out. These were actually a Wondrous WonderCon exclusive that was sold online and maybe in box lunch. I don't know. But the chase of her is her holding one of the potions. So I have 2 of these. So let's hope. She's a very light figure. Some people you'll see do incredibly crazy things, like they'll buy a case of 6. And then they'll get one like a gym weight out, not J, but not G, but J. So they can tell the weight of every one, and they assume the one that's slightly heavier than all the others is probably the Chase out of some of them, because they actually have extra stuff or something like that. So this Isma is not the Chase. Boo. But I love Isma. She'll be great. I wonder what if she does anything in a blue light. Oh, glow's cool. You probably can't see her lips glow and her jacket glows. That's pretty cool. All right, put her back. I don't know why I'm putting these back in the bag. I'm just going to take them out to put them up. I did this last time. And then, of course, I stood there talking to myself, as I do, and berated myself for stupidly taking them all out of the, putting them back. And she was voiced, you know, my biggest regret, I love The Emperor's New Groove. One of my favorite Disney movies. The biggest regret I have out of that movie is that they didn't have Eartha Kitt sing. Why do you get Eartha Kitt? I mean, she's great, and the part's great and everything. But if you got the soundtrack, it does have a song on it called Block Out the Light or something like that. The original story was that she was a villain, and she was losing her looks due to the sun, so she decided to block the sun out. It was called Two Kingdoms at that point. It was more of a Romeo and Juliet as opposed to Prince and the Pauper. There's a great documentary, if you can find it, called The Sweatbox, which goes into all the troubles that movie had. But yeah, I'm surprised somebody doesn't take a digital scale with them. It cracks me up every time I see it on a video. I'm like, does that actually work? Sometimes, like, if the Chase has substantial difference, but I mean, honestly, we'll see. I've got the second one coming up, but Isma just has a little thing in her hand. Well, that might give a little bit more weight, but what if the other one has a little bit more plastic wrap? I don't know. I give up. Now, here's a classic that Gen Xers know because we watch the show in reruns. This is Underdog. And Underdog was a great cartoon from the 50s and 60s. He had a revival. I'm pretty sure there was a Disney movie or something about him. I'm not sure, but it didn't do justice to Underdog, in my opinion. I maybe I'm wrong. See, that's because Ralphie has good taste. He's being brought up properly and has good taste. Now, I don't know what I do know what the Chase will be. So Underdog is Underdog, but it looks like the Chase is his alter ego. Well, I can't be mad about that because I really wanted Underdog anyway. So here's Underdog. He is one of 8,000, and there are 6,700 commons. So I'm still happy with that. I would always like to get a Chase, but I'm not good with Chases. The last video I did like this, I got like, I think 4 Chases out of 20, and I was ecstatic because I just don't get Chases. Next up from the twosies is Lucky the Leprechaun. From, of course, Lucky Charms cereal. He's one of 14,500, so they really liked this one. I don't know. I would assume, let's see. He has got a spoon and one of the hearts, so I would assume he probably has a whole bowl of cereal as his chase. I never look to what their chases are usually because half the time they don't show them. Hey, Collecting Star Wars, what's up, bud? How you doing? Now, I will say this as a disclosure. I do like Lucky Charms cereal. The marshmallows are weird tasting all the time, but they are having some pretty big issues around my area. Wyoming, Kansas, Oklahoma, a couple others, they're having some sort of issue where it's causing people to have the runs. Let's just make it nice and simple. So they've been recalling some stuff. They don't know really what it is. Oh, don't give them any ideas. Lucky Charms cereal. But actually, when they first announced these, I thought that's what they were talking about, because at a convention before they announced Funko Sodas, they actually did have Funko Soda. They had a blue soda that had a Huckleberry Hound on it. There was a green soda with Marvin the Martian, maybe. I don't know. I never got any of them because they were con exclusives, so I never got any. But apparently the soda was actually pretty good. However, when they went into cereal, that cereal is god awful. I have probably 30, 40 boxes of that cereal, and I opened one once, and just cardboard. Absolutely tasted like cardboard. Just horrible. Okay, so anyway, here's Lucky, and he is a common. Still cool. What's up, Gilster? How you doing? Thanks for stopping by and saying hey. Okay, let's see. Let's go with Rudolph. So like I said, the last Rudolph I got had a broken ear. So I don't even care if I get a common out of this, because now I just need one. You know. Oh, no. Kinder Eggs are like, you know, God stuff over there. We only recently got Kinder Eggs. They were banned in the United States because of how small the toy was. They were afraid people were just going to eat the candy and then bite into a toy and then starve or choke to death on the toy. So we only recently got real Kinder stuff. Another one of these stupid. All right. Well, he's got both his ears. He is a common. He's got a tail. He's got his nose. There's his Pog. They made 15,000 of him. So there are 2,500 chases. Yeah, I like Kinder Eggs. A buddy of mine over there sent me some back in the day. We smuggled them into the United States. Everybody's saying hi, 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 hi. All right, here's another Chernobog. Just open it up, looking for a chase at this point. When I send boxes out to people, don't be surprised if there's a duplicate of these. You know, if I have them, that they just drop into your bag. Nope, he is also a common. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, now this may be a little niche for some people, but I don't know if anybody ever followed Ratfink. Now, Ratfink was a cartoon, but he was mostly illustrations and stuff in like Mad Magazine and some road magazines and stuff like that back in the day. Hey, Joey, what's up? How you doing? Been trying to catch up on your videos. You put out too many videos. I don't have time to watch them all. I would love a Highlander soda. They are making a new Highlander movie with Harvey or what's his name? The guy who plays Superman, Henry Cavill. So that'll be interesting. I don't know who they're going to get to play the Kurgan, though. So before I look, let's see. So that's what Rat Fink in common should look like. And it doesn't really, can't see what his chase is going to be. But I would hope glow in the dark or dark light or something. Nope. Looks like I just got a common. Yep. You're banned for all your comments. I would like that. I would like some classic, and if they're going to do new, maybe McFarlane will do that now that he's pretty much done with Princess Bride with his second wave. There's really not much else he can do. But let's see, where's he go? All right, yeah. Okay. The last of our number ones and the twos is Fleegle. Now, Fleegle is part of the Banana Splits, which was a Hanna-Barbera show, kind of like H.R. Puffin stuff and things like that. It was Hanna-Barbera's answer to Sid and Marty Krofft. So, yeah, they're very odd about what they make into soda. And they don't make whole lines. Like they just put out a Gomez for pre-order a month or so ago, and we're finally getting a Morticia. There's a couple different underdogs. It's weird, but there's no Transformers, there's no G.I. Joe. There's a whole bunch of He-Man. But it's very weird what is and isn't made. Hey Gap, what's up? There's another thing. There are no Stargate Funko. There's no Stargate Pops. There's no Stargate sodas. I would like to see some classic Stargate SG-1 stuff. That would be cool. If just the main 3 or 4 of them would be cool. But can't always get what we want. Yes. Yeah, Banana Splits. Banana Splits is one of the better shows because it was done by Hanna-Barbera. It wasn't nearly as drug-induced as, the other. Oh, man, I think my trash just came by. They don't get here until 2 o'clock in the afternoon most days. Weak. Man, that is what it's. I'm hoping it's the recycling people. I don't recycle. So, Well, and the guy who runs Funko is a Gen Xer. And so he loves stuff. I've got Banana Splits in pop form. I've got them in Dorbs form. I've got them with their vehicles. I have not gotten, they've done these in a blacklight version. I wish I could have gotten those, but I did not. It sucks. Oh, yeah, I have. The ships are sweet, but every time I go there, I only ever think about buying Battlestar Galactica. Because it's one of the few places that makes classic Galactica stuff, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if we could get a few people to start a Funko Pop Stargate hashtag and tag the guy, Brian, I think his name's Brian Minotti, who runs Funko, and put it in like Funko Family and stuff. I bet you we could get something going, Of course, the Black Hole was crap. I still loved all the figures. Thank you. Herculoids is always great. Anybody wants some Herculoids merchandise and stuff like that? Teespring, when they have their sales, go in and search Hanna-Barbera. They have way too many shirts. I love them. Well, thanks for coming by and dropping by, Gilster. Drop a like on your way out if you could, please, sir. Maybe pop over to Twitch. I am on Twitch now. I'm going to try and do like every other video game stream is going to be on Twitch. I have 20 people following me, so I need another 30 to get whatever that thing is they are. And then if you are following me and you see this pop up, if you can make some comments in them, I need 3 people commenting at once to get to that next tier. So, you know. Did I miss Dino? There you are, Dino. What's up? How you doing? Yeah, the Boo Berry is pretty cool. I think I'm missing that one. Yeah, I am. I've got Count Chocula and Frankenberry and the Crunchberry Monster and the Wolf and the Mummy. I got a chase for the Mummy, which I was happy about. But I never did get a Boo Berry. But now I have Lucky Charms. So anyway, let's look at Fleegle. It's one nice thing about having another Gen Xer running a company is we get stuff we want. Yeah. I have a whole bunch of the episodes, and I randomly watch them. That and what else was I watching the other day? Oh, the Groovy Ghoulies. I was watching. I forgot how much Sabrina was on that show. Yes. Yep. Opened him up a couple minutes ago. I got the normal underdog, but I need him anyway because I've got a couple of the villains. So, there we go. And he's common. So the Fleegle is the chase for him is of course he's flocked. So yeah, Dino, I had to have that underdog. Kind of like I picked up the over. I got a Whatnot, and where'd he go? So last time I did one of these, I got the Popeye. Where in the hell did Popeye go? Damn it, Popeye! I got the Popeye chase. So I went and got on Whatnot with What the Pop, and I was able to pick up the common of Popeye, which is awesome because since I already had the other, and then the common of Bluto. I really need them to do a Wimpy and a olive oil. And the olive oil can be holding Sweet Pea. I don't need a separate Sweet Pea, but I would like a Wimpy and an olive oil if you're going to do those. And I'm not really sure what the Bluto looks like. It might be him in his whites because that's what Popeye's in his whites, in his navy whites. Okay, what did I just open? Fleegle. So we need another onesie, which is 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4. Yeah, that the Stargate collection is great. They do Eagle Moss does some incredible stuff, and they've started doing some newer stuff for Trek too. But I can't afford those and keep buying other things. Harlequin Demon. This is from Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm not sure what the chase would be in this. Because it's not like Harlequin Demon does much, unless it's one of the toys he was making. Oh, nice. There's so much, Stargate was a very underused series. Another one that there's not a lot of stuff for, and Eagle Moss could do some nice stuff for them if they ever already haven't, is Farscape. Farscape would be another good one that they could do some toys and stuff for, or just Starship models. And I think it'd sell pretty well, Okay. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's just the common. Yes, it is. He is pretty cool. They've got him pegged up so that his mouth is open all the way around. I think Eagle Moss has done some Babylon 5 stuff. I'm not absolutely sure because I don't get onto Eagle Moss much because I'm tempted, and I would buy all that. Um, I would buy all the Battlestar stuff if I could. Yeah, the figures that came out back in the day, those were not well made. They really should do some decent stuff for them. I have a whole bunch of those Babylon 5 figures, and while they were okay, they don't. I mean, I don't think they're what people are looking for these days. Yeah, I have not yet finished that set. He's talking about these. I reach into the hole, and so these are mystery minis. Everybody who buys Funko knows what they look like. They did some ad icon ones, and they did a whole bunch of the monsters, and they were, some of them are really, really, really hard to find. And I don't even want to know what you probably paid for some of those, Dino. Farscape is kind of a forgotten show. Um, I don't see it rerun much anywhere. I don't know, maybe Sci-Fi still reruns it, but it was a good show. I did miss the last season and a couple of the movies. So, I'm part of that problem, is that I kind of stopped watching. Not out of not liking the show, just kind of out of habit of not watching anymore. The same thing happened with Babylon 5 with me, is I missed the last season or so of that too. Okay, let's get this last Chernobog out of the way. Well, that's cool. See, those figures are nice for that because they have a very nice card. They have a large card that you can sign on. I'm moving stuff around again on walls, and I saw something on the internet which will actually help me get almost twice as much stuff out onto my walls as I have. So you guys might be seeing a lot more stuff. Why? That's weird. It's kind of like when BBC America started playing Star Trek The Next Generation. And I was like, why? Because a couple of the people on it are British? What's the reasoning behind that? Ah, shit, I opened him. I forgot. Oh, well, somebody's going to get a common Chernobog that's been opened. That sucks. That means I've bought... I'm done buying these Chernobygs, by the way. I should have just bought the chase outright, because these are generally $15 a piece. I don't generally buy them unless they're on sale, and so that's 45 bucks to get 3 commons. I could have just bought that. Jaws. Oh, that is a pop. Honestly, don't know where this came from. I don't think it was an exclusive. Oh, it says Target exclusive on the top, but it doesn't. It wasn't it didn't have a tag on it. Oh, it's sealed, so you won't be seeing what's inside. What is inside is a Bruce and a T-shirt. And you'd have to look up if whether or not there was a chase with him or not. So, back down there. Oh no, you can see a part of my wall. I don't know if there's a chase for it or not. That one is not bloody. It's just normal. So I don't know if it's got a bloody version or not. Now, going back again into classic cartoons. Mighty Mouse. Here I come to save the day. Mighty Mouse, of course, an incredibly great cartoon from the 50s and 60s. They got a redo in the 80s, then again in the 2000s a little bit. It's great. Yes, Bruce is the name they gave the shark on the set, and that's why in Finding Nemo, the large shark is named Bruce, is because that was his name on the set. So yeah. No, you did not mishear. His name is in fact Bruce. And randomly they'll put his real name Bruce on stuff, but generally it's just the shark. So I don't know. The picture doesn't show it being bloody, so I'm just going by what's on the box. All right, let's see. And he's a common too. Man, I'm going to go through all 22 of these and not get a chase. I can feel this. All right. Later, Stargate. Hope you find something good. He's Pog, one of 6,200. I got to find the villain. I got a villain that goes with him. When I put these up onto the shelf. Really? I did not know that. I haven't watched. There's a couple good documentaries on it, and the DVD has a really nice making of thing that I haven't watched. That's funny. That sounds like something Steven would do. That's pretty funny. Okay, back to another lucky. Maybe we can get lucky. Let's see. No, I don't think so. We'll see. Again, he's one of 14,500. They always, with the ad icons, they always make a lot because the ad icons always sell because they cross over so many genres of collectors. And so, actually, I should just look. Nope, he is a common. So somebody will get this in a box someday. So if I send you something, you might get a duplicate soda to start you on your collection. Okay, so that needs to go here. And that was there. Okay, those are all good. These are all duplicates. Okay. Fearless Leader. This is from the Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, another great show made by Jay Ward, who did Dudley Do-Right, Fractured Fairy Tales, all that kind of stuff. And Fearless Leader is, of course, Boris and Natasha. It's his boss. Now, I have the chase of him, so I'm looking for the common. And really, the difference between them is just a suit color. And I believe I did get the common. I did. Yay! So this is the only common I actually wanted. Oh, sure. Of course. I have hundreds of Hanna-Barbera cartoons and cartoons of that era. Whether it's the Mighty Hercules or the Orbots or all that kind of stuff. I'm a big Hanna-Barbera fan. Let's do Isma. So I got a common last time. So we will just simply pop this and see if it's the... no, it is not. It is a common as well. This might end up in Sleeping Collectibles collection because I know he loves Isma. All right, let's see. I've got 4 left. let's do Prince Adam. Prince Adam, of course, the alter ego of He-Man and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. These are all based off the 80s show, not the Kevin Smith show or the New Adventures or the 2000 series, anything like that. So they're the normal stuff that you would see if you were, you know. Yeah, it looks like another comment. This sucks. I don't think I've ever gotten this many and not gotten a chase. The sword's bent. Prince Adam's bent. Let's see. He's head heavy. Yep. One of 15,000. They really thought a lot of Prince Adam. Is this an exclusive? Oh, it's a Summer Convention 2021 exclusive. I got this at GameStop. There's 18,000 of these and 3,000 chases. That's crazy. Huh. Well, what I like about Funko is they do classic stuff. I mean, where else are you going to get Mighty Mouse stuff or Betty Boop or Popeye? I wish they do some Heathcliff and maybe some like Garfield. I'd like a Garfield. I'd love a Beetle Bailey or a Dagwood. That'd be neat. Remy, back to Ratatouille. So we got 2 left before we start our general discussion on stuff. And I'll put the link back up here in a sec. Anybody who wants to join is free to join. And he's common. Apparently, this has been a very big issue. I know What the Pop opened a ton of these before they got their chase. So far I have 6 duplicates that are going to go out to people in the world. Cusco, and he was a common, so that goes into my duplicate pile as well. I opened him the other night when I got bored with What the Pop, and I put a Fuzzy Lumpkins there. And let's see, a Bumble, Bluto, Popeye, Zan. Okay, so we have the Mad Hatter and Fleegle. Which one do you want to see first? Mad Hatter or Fleegle? Drop a comment. Let me know what you want to see next. Oh, actually, Yukon Cornelius was a duplicate as well. So, come on. This is how it's done, right? This is how you get more comments. This is how you get more interactivity. Mad Hatter, nice. The blue one. Okay, blue one's good. Hey, Papa Missouri, how you doing? Welcome. You're just catching me at the end of a pop. We've been opening pop sodas, and it's quite a few today. And I've struck out completely. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. There's 31 here, and I didn't get a chase so far. These are my last 2. I've got a Mad Hatter and a Fleegle. These are my last 2 to try and get a chase. Soda is where it's at. All right, so Mad Hatter, it looks like. I'm about to do that in the other room, except the other room has about 700 in it. And I'm going to go ahead and pack one whole wall away. That video, I'm going to start throwing that video together later today. It's going to be a 2 or 3 part video. First, I'm going to kind of show what's on that wall and the pack up. And then I'm going to put toys up onto the wall. Now, a lot of the stuff that's moving into the other room is actually stuff from this room that I'm kind of tired of looking at. So it's going to move to the other and then go from there. So 700, please. I still have over 3,000 pops, and there's a ton of them. There's at least 1,000 downstairs that I can't get to because my roommates live there, and then there's these 700 or so on this wall. I'll count them before I do it, and then there's a couple thousand out in the garage, mostly all Disney and Ad Icon and all that kind of stuff. I was at the time I was buying all Star Wars, Disney, movie, TV, and Ad Icons with some random animation, video game, stuff like that. Plus, I would buy a ton when they go on clearance. So when they hit like $2 a piece, then I would buy, 10 or 15, even if I didn't even need them. This wall behind me, from this black Pez, these are all Pez Pops, all the way around, was from ceiling to floor was Pops, and it was 904, I think, was the number. But that would be Sloth from the Goonies in his Superman shirt. It was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. That was my first one, and that was it. You want some more? Yeah, it was too many. I'm thinking about doing a video later this week about mental health and collecting, and because I've seen that a lot in some people who are getting burnt out because of it and so having some mental issues, and I do too. So I was thinking about doing that, and the stock we put in our collections and things like that. So anyway, let's go to the Mad Hatter. I don't have any of the Mad Hatter, so any I get are good. This is another one of those instances where, I wish I could have gotten some of the blacklight ones they did, but I never have. Oh, well, that was another rabbit hole. Yeah, I have almost every reaction figure they made, including the variants, whether it's for Fight Club or Goonies or, Flash. Yeah. I am not, because I don't understand them. I don't get having something digitally that I can't actually hold in my collection. Now, it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I'm not buying physical media anymore, like DVDs and Blu-ray. And I do see those up on Funko, and they're cool. But then I see instances like what happened to OCD, and he had his entire beautiful collection stolen out from under him. And I don't trust them. The art is great. But I would rather have a physical thing I can hold. Like they did those Scooby-Doo NFTs. Well, this last week they they did a 6-pack of Funko Soda. I would rather spend money on that than something I can't have. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I'm old. I turned 51 recently, and I just don't get buying invisible things yet. I might someday. They'll make Goonies ones, or they'll do something. They really tried hard with those Scooby-Doos. They really did. But then even when I went to look, they were pretty much sold out, and so I couldn't get them anyway. So yeah, and they used to be. Now it's weird because I go and look at Pops, and I'm like, meh. But Pop Sodas, I'll usually pick up. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's going to be opening myself up a little more than I usually do, but we'll see. So here's the Mad Hatter. Beautiful rendition from the 1950s Disney film. I would assume he's got his fingers. He's got his pinky up. That's funny. I would assume that he has that's just the normal. I don't know what he has as a Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Um, yeah, that was that. For those of you who don't follow OCD, he is a super collector. Like I'm nothing in the Funko world. Um, but he bought a whole bunch of NFTs, and he had an incredible collection because there's different values of them, and he had them stolen out from under him, and he literally watched his entire collection being sold one by one. And if I had bought any, I would send them to him to help him rebuild his collection, but I never bought any. And it just makes me sick that, you know, people are like that. They're just, yeah. Sort of, but like, I don't really buy apps. I've got a couple apps, but there's not a physical representation of Netflix. You know, and when I was deciding whether or not I was going to buy Lego Star Wars, before my roommates actually ended up buying it, I had considered buying the physical version, not only because I wanted the minifig, but then if I wanted the DLCs later, I could get them. To me, video games are something different because you don't actually own those either. They can just take them away from you whenever they want. Just like Amazon, it says in the buyer's agreement that they can just take those books and videos off your account whenever they want. They no longer have the rights to stream that stuff. It just won't be on your account anymore. So that's why I've always bought physical media for. And someday my physical media collection may come out. This wall, before it turned into Pops, was mostly physical media, thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays. I had close to 1,000 VHS tapes before I switched to DVD. That may also be part of this upcoming video. But you know, Orlando, your picture cracks me up constantly. Okay, last one before we start just general topics and everything, including Moon Knight and things like that. I do want to pull out. I'm gonna pull out that Rambo stuff here shortly. Show you guys. So the last one up is Fleegle. Hopefully getting a chase. Come on, last one. Come on. Gimme. No, common. I cannot. I've never done this poorly. I usually get at least one chase out of every 10 of these I open, but that's pretty bad for me. Move some of these. I'm going to get that Rambo out. So that's it for the soda openings. I'm going to start stocking these up again. I'll probably do another one maybe around the end of May. I have saved a pop soda for What the Pop is going to do a community soda opening where anybody who wants to come on and do an opening with them can. I'm going to be a part of that. And I have saved my Super Chicken, which is also another old cartoon, if anybody remembers Super Chicken. And so I've saved that for the opening because it's a random one that and I don't know if a lot of people even bought, but you know, there you go. So I'm going to put this back in again. Paste. So there's the link for the StreamYard. If anybody wants to come on and pop in, we're going to talk a little Moon Knight and some Rambo and the Thor trailer, and possibly like the packaging stuff that's going on with Hasbro at the moment. If anybody would like to come and vent about that, I have some thoughts. You know, later, dude. I love opening those sodas. I don't know. I like the packaging. You know, for me, It's a lot of it is the packaging. And yes, you can say that I can't see this pop, but you guys know how I have them displayed. I keep the, oh, you can see them. Let me move this over here just for a sec. Okay, so out in the hallway, you can see how I've got them. I've got them in front and then the can. Now, somebody else said I should take the ones at least with the chase pog and put the pog out in front of them. And I mean, I could do that, but I don't. I know my house, and random breezes will come and blow those onto the ground, and I will be very mad that they're sitting there. Yes, that I've read that as well for the past couple of days. You know, they're going to price themselves out of the market. That's what they did before. The reason I stopped buying Star Wars figures back, I don't know, halfway through the vintage collection was that they got to be too expensive. At that time, I think they were only like $11 or something, but that was when the 5 POA figures were $6, you know, and you had stuff coming out. And I don't know. It's, first of all, hi. They're going to take the opportunity, and every company is doing this. And it's not because of Putin, and it's not because of Biden. It's not because of it's fallout from COVID. It really is. You're getting the production is getting up and up again, but you're really having to pay people a lot of money now to get into working. My work just gave us a $2 an hour raise to stop people from leaving. And, you know, I think we're overpaid as it is, but I'll take your money because I need it desperately. But yeah, I saw that too. And that means the deluxes are probably going to be 29, maybe even 32. It's crazy. I'm not going to pay $15 a piece ish for vintage figures, especially if they get rid of the bubble. If they start making these figures without this bubble, I will not purchase them anymore. This is what makes it a vintage figure. You know, this bubble, this picture, this silver bubble around it. This is what makes it a figure. I really wish they'd fix the back so it didn't have all this other language bullshit on it and get back to having decent stuff. But by rule, they have to have it like that. But as soon as this goes away, I'm not collecting anymore. And I've been collecting since 78. And I don't want to stop collecting, but I think I'm going to. Yeah, and see, that's the thing, Geek, is, you know, Dino, people like you and me that have these collections, we're not necessarily their target audience, but we are for Black Series, for vintage collections. They're not making a kids Star Wars line anymore. That Mission Fleet thing that doesn't sell is the kids version of the Star Wars line, is the 5 POA for them, basically. But I don't think that they understand that they're pricing us out. And what's going to happen is, sadly, over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see 3 or 4 waves of Black Series figures that have been stuck on boats or stuck in warehouses being dumped onto the shelves. I have no doubt about this, because we've already started seeing it with a couple waves of Black Series just showing up simultaneously. Or, you know, the Thor figures. Hell, those were on the shelves before they were even announced. I think you're going to see it with McFarlane too. Now, McFarlane he's keeping his prices pretty close. He's trying to do it, but eventually the inflation's going to get to him too. You know, I got a shit ton of flack on my TikTok channel for daring to criticize the great Todd McFarlane and how he packs a box, and how dare I even open a box in a store. And, you know, you called me, had how much privilege I have and all that bullshit. And I went back and I was like, look, I asked to open this box. They were opening stuff. When I was done opening it, I put it on the peg hooks. I straightened the 4-foot section I was in. Then I took the box back, broke it down, and put it there. Security should have come and took you. I said, why? I know them. I used to work at that store a long time ago. I still know the manager, one of the security guys, and a whole bunch of people who work on the sales floor. Sometimes if I'm bored, I'll go over there and help them work freight just because I want something to do to get out of the house. I don't need paid for it, but I got all these self-righteous collectors on TikTok attacking me for that video. And I'm like, shove it up your ass. You don't know me. I wouldn't come onto your TikTok and start attacking you. The internet is a horrible, horrible, horrible place. See, I would love to find those. I won't be able to find those. And even if I do, I have no money. I got paid yesterday and my money is gone. I have $28 to last till next Thursday. I would love to find those, but and I will eventually, or I'll just have to buy them online, or if maybe Dino will see him sometime and I actually have money and I'll just send him money or whatever. Yeah, and the basic wrestling figures, and they are basic. Now I get that putting the tooling in them and stuff is the difference between that and one of those ultimate figures. You get extra heads and you get extra stuff. There's extra stuff there. I get that. But Black Series doesn't have any of that. It just... Those new Jurassic World, I do like the packaging a little better on this new Amber collection. But odd that it has a big thing of plastic on the front. Really? At a supermarket? Because I haven't seen them anywhere yet. I know that Targets and Walmarts around Denver had started getting them, because I know a couple people who they're there at 7 o'clock in the morning when the doors open. So Walmart's near me and Target's near me. That's why when I do toy hunts, you guys don't really see much, because by the time I get off at work at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and can get to a store, everything's gone. And on Thursdays, I haven't been having Thursdays off. Actually, yesterday was my first day off in over 2 weeks. I don't want to get up at 7 to be at the store at 7. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning for work every day. I just would like an extra hour and a half of sleep. And of course, on Fridays, I do this. So I'll be talking to you guys for another half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. And then I'll get around and I have a couple errands I need to do, none which cost money, thankfully. And I'll come home, make some lunch, and go. But I'm not going to any stores because I know it's already a waste of my time. I've talked to a couple of my collector buddies who are like, don't even bother in your area because everything was put out Tuesday and it's still sold out. Thanks. That means a lot, dude. But I get it. Trolling, that's it's just part of our world now. And I've been made fun of all my life. Really, honestly, since about the 6th grade. I was a normal kid until about 5th-ish, 6th grade when puberty hit me. And I went from being a normal, skinny kid to I got tall and I got big. And in the 80s, you didn't go to gyms and stuff. Gold's Gym was like, that's where you see those freaks that look like Schwarzenegger and stuff. Well, fitness was something we did. It wasn't something you went to do. You went outside and played and stuff. So I've been a big guy all my life, and I've been made fun of most of my life. So I'm kind of used to trolls. And if I see a troll face to face and they talk to me, which, they never do, I, much like Steve Martin and Roxanne, can crush them pretty easily with either jokes about myself and my own weight, or I will simply look at them and try and pick out what I think is the worst aspect of their personality and then come back at them. Or just say, that's not what your mama thought when I was back in the Circle K with her. It's basically, it's a small bit of the video I released the other day. It's just me opening that box of Batman figures, and it's a box of 6 Batman figures from McFarlane, and they're all Batman. You have 2 without a cowl over his face, and then 4 with a cowl over his face. So once I put that box out, that store had 11 of that masked Batman. Well, that's a peg warmer. Why would you do that? Why would you not make a wave? And the back of the card shows that there's 6 figures in that wave. Now, maybe Walmart ordered them like that. I don't know. The package didn't say that. So, JT, you do collect some nice stuff. But the figures are still made out of plastic. When was the last time you saw, a turtle choking to death on this? And if this bubble is what you think is important to saving the environment, it's not. The explosions going on in the Ukraine right now are putting more noxious stuff into the atmosphere than this little bubble could possibly do in its entire life. Also, if I'm an in-box collector, I'm not throwing this away. If I'm an out-of-box collector, I know a lot of them that will cut this very nicely, and then they'll put it in a box. The first world is not where we have our problem with trash. Go Google the 10 dirtiest rivers in the world and see the amount of trash that places like Bangladesh, China, India dump into the oceans every day. I'm all for cleaning the environment. I'm Gen X. That's our thing. We were the people who sat there while crying Indian told us not to litter. We were the generation that our school went on roadsides and picked up trash. And we were taught not to litter. I can't believe the amount of trash I see when I go near like a McDonald's. What kind of pigs are you? Pick your trash up, put it in a bag, and put it in the trash. This getting rid of single-use plastics thing is not going to be what saves the planet. That little window on a Black Series figure is not going to stop the Earth from warming, the sun expanding and eating us in 3 billion years. I would love to do something. Then why, if this paper can be made out of recycled material, why can't this be made out of a recycled material? It's not that hard. Funko has switched to making these out of recycled material. Lego has started making bricks that are recyclable because they figured out that those actually aren't ever going to go away. The figure that's in this package is never, ever, ever going to break down. It's just there. And I see the waste. I worked in retail for a long time, and you would think that the amount of waste we've now created because of Amazon, the packing material that's inside those. I know this is a rant that isn't going to make me very popular, but look at Big Bad Toys. I love Big Bad Toys. They're my favorite person to buy stuff from. But they wrap things in an incredibly good amount of bubble wrap and stuff. Well, I take that bubble wrap, and if I save some of it, but at some point I have to start throwing it away. And it goes in a plastic bag, then it goes to a landfill. And we don't have in the first world, we don't have a huge problem with litter in most cities, just because we clean up after ourselves. But, and I wish we could get that through to people. Like when I go for walks out in the park, I take a trash bag, a little trash bag with me. One of the plastic bags you get at like the grocery store. And I'll pick up trash while I'm going and then put it in my trash can. Because I get that sometimes in those bigger parks and stuff, there's nowhere to put it. But if you brought it in, you can take it out. I may not be the biggest hiker in the world, but I know if you pack stuff in, you pack it out. No, life doesn't suck. My choices suck. And the choices I've made that have put me in the financial problem I'm in is where my mistake has come. He was Italian. Cody, Iron Eyes Cody was his name, and he was in fact an Italian. But Dean remembers him. Give a hoot, don't pollute. That was our thing. It is true, and I do have more supportive. You guys are more supportive than anything. In life, real life people suck. And maybe it's because we don't actually have to interact with each other except when we choose to. No, and don't get me wrong. No, you've got a great point about saving the flipping planet we live here. And I have no one to pass the planet on to. I don't have any kids. I don't have anything. And so, from my point of view, I could be like, man, who cares? I'll dump my motor oil down into the sewer system. But no, because I live here. I'm part of the community, and I think we've lost that where, everybody can send a tweet, clean up the earth on Earth Day, and that's what they want. No, you need to actually go do things with your life. Go outside and do shit. Oh no, dude, it's 3 billion now. You got to catch up. You got to start making some plans. It's only 3 billion. It'll be here like that, dude. Like the time change, like that. Hey Franco, how you going? Yeah, and middle school was hell and high school was hell, but it's like the great philosophers once said, high school never ends, and it's been very true. The great philosophers bowling for soup, if you know them. Yeah, I love that, and I've gotten the Smokey Bear ones, and that was back when environmentalism really kind of took off, because in the 60s and 70s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, we didn't. I don't think it's not that we didn't care; it's that you didn't feel like you could do anything about air pollution and water pollution because it was big companies. And then the EPA got some teeth and was able to do some stuff. Carter put some things into effect. Reagan pushed the Clean Air Act through and things like that. And you had people like I'm not sure if it was Pat Nixon or if it was Rosalind Carter. One or the other hated billboards, and they were everywhere. And so the blight of billboards was taken on, and they got a whole bunch of those down. And so you didn't have the site blight is what they used to call it. Here in Colorado, you can only build buildings so high, so that they don't block the view of the mountains of other people. Same thing in California, I think, that's great and all. Eventually, they're going to have to get rid of that because we don't have enough housing here. But, and I will always toot Gen X's horn. But, I think we did do okay trying to start this whole cleanup. And millennials and Zoomers are doing a pretty good job in their own way. I just think they're going about it the wrong way. I just, tweeting and Instagramming and all that, it's toxic in its own way to start with, but it's mentally toxic instead of environmentally toxic. So anyway, Screw that crap. Okay, so who's caught up with Moon Knight? Because I watched episodes 3 and 4 last night. And I kind of liked episode 3. Everybody else was like, it's filler, it's just there, you know. I actually thought it gave some pretty good plot points here and there that you kind of needed. With Harrow, oh, by the way, spoilers, a little bit. Well, if you're kicking dirt on it, that helps it degrade. It'll start breaking down. That's the first step, is burying it. The funniest thing, outside of Aurora, a couple of the biggest hills we have are the hills they've buried trash under. And there's these giant monstrosities. And I don't get it. I think we would do less damage to the environment if we burned a whole bunch of this stuff. You know, when a forest fire goes up and it takes over 20, 30,000 acres, I don't think that does as much damage. I don't think we do any more damage to the environment by burning our trash. Now, some of the plastics and stuff I get, that's bad. And there has to be something we can do about the plastic, apart from just not using it anymore. Anyway, you just stop pulling me back into this conversation. Moon Knight. And the whole Alexander the Great thing. I don't quite understand where Moon Knight is going. If it's Khonshu and Hamed and all those guys, where are the other gods? What did all those other gods do that got them put on the wall? Now there are 5 Egyptian gods, 5 or 6 left. They just randomly decide to start putting all the others away. I don't see where it's going. Well, they're getting another Book of Boba Fett show, so you're in trouble there. I just don't. I don't, especially with the way this episode ended, and I'm not sure how close they're trying to keep to the comic books. Whether or not, like, this episode ended and he's in a hospital supposedly. Well, is he really there? Or is he in the spaceship that the gods live in? You know, and they just wander into these places like, oh, this is the center of the Great Pyramid. No, it's not. We know there are hollows there, but nothing that big. It's a comic book. I get it. There's the historian in me talking, and the whole Alexander the Great, you know, they've looked for his tomb for years and years and years and years. But I know that Egypt used to be someplace they thought he might be buried, but it would make more sense if he was buried somewhere in Mesopotamia, Turkey, someplace like that than in Egypt. But well, and I kind of have the same feeling. This is why I kind of didn't watch these last 2 episodes, but I need it for content and to talk to you guys about, because enough of the people I know watch it. I don't want to be too lost. But this doesn't seem to be connected to the MCU at all. So it's a very interesting show that it's off on its own, which is great. And I would say once it's all done, Fabulous, you could probably sit and binge most of it. It's only going to be 6 episodes, I think. I'm not sure if it's more than that. But, you know, binge it and go. I would actually rather watch Jack Reacher than this. And I need to finish that season too. I was going to do that tomorrow, but now I've got studying to do for John Joker's thing. Yeah. And, you know, Franco, I've done the same thing. I don't watch a lot of new stuff unless it's from Britain. I watch a lot of I guess you'd call them police procedurals. They're just mystery shows from England, usually set in anywhere from the 30s to the 60s. I like shows like that. I watch Bob's Burgers a lot. Like, if I'm just going to sit down and have lunch or something, I'll just throw an episode of Bob's Burgers on. because I know 23 minutes later I'm done eating, doing whatever, and I can go on to something else. But I've started doing the same thing. I started rewatching DS9 not too long ago and really enjoyed it. So again, and I'm actually going to give Enterprise another chance. I've only watched Enterprise through once, but I'm going to give Enterprise a chance because I can't watch Picard. I can't watch Discovery. I try. I really have tried, you guys. I don't like the JJ verse, and Picard just doesn't seem like Star Trek in a weird way. I can't explain why I don't like Picard, except it seems to be an action show, and Next Generation and Picard used to be a thinking person. You know, I don't know. It's hard. Exactly. And Oscar didn't litter. He had his own personal trash man that came and took him around. Yeah, and it is, and I like Oscar Isaac is great in it. I like both Mark and Steve as characters. Um, but Harrow is great. Ethan Hawke has really been good in this. I don't know what it's trying to do. Like with all the others, it's trying to connect to something. You knew that Black Widow was trying to fill in some holes after or before Civil War. Doctor Strange is connected to this and that, but something that's just completely dumped out, like Moon Knight is, and isn't connected, seems out of place. Because even What If is connected to the multiverse of madness. So I don't know. It's weird. Hey, what's up? Well, and it wasn't just the swearing. I don't care about swearing. You can put that in. That's how you make shows edgy. That's how you made shows edgy back in the day because there were words you just couldn't say on TV. Even in syndication, people were scared of saying that stuff. I didn't like the way they treated Picard's character. I didn't like the way that somehow all of this was Picard's fault, like Romulans being blown up and all this stuff, and the Irish Romulans. That was all odd to me too. I didn't like that you can clone data from some data. Now, that's not how data works, or is not how we understood him to work. This new season, I might eventually end up watching because it has Q in it, and I like Q. And I understood that Whoopi Goldberg couldn't be in the show the whole time, which is why they recast her. The stupidity of their reasoning behind why she doesn't look like Whoopi Goldberg is dumb. They should have just not said anything. But and I might get to that, but I don't like Discovery. I keep trying, and they whine and cry all the time. I don't care about your relationships. Star Trek is not a love show. It's not the Love Boat. It's a starship. They're supposed to be exploring. And I'm tired of every season of Star Trek having to have a big bad like it's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The universe does not need to come to an end every single year. I understood 2-part bits. Those were fine. But if you look back at The Next Generation, they really only had Best of Both Worlds parts 1 and 2. After that, you didn't have these huge earth-shattering, it's going to destroy the universe. Now, DS9 did, because they were involved in the war all the time. And Janeway did with the Year of Hell and a couple other things like that. But it wasn't universe-shattering, if I don't stop this, some disease is going to kill everybody. I don't know. Picard lost me pretty quickly. And I've watched most of seasons 1 and 2 of Discovery, but I just can't get into it. And I really want to like Strange New Worlds because I get the feeling that we're possibly going to get back to traveling and exploring. And every episode doesn't have to connect to everything. I used to think I liked that. And now it's all anybody does, and it gets boring. And Moon Knight is fun. I do really enjoy Moon Knight. I need to pull out this Rambo stuff. And since Rick's here, he was kind enough to send me. I bought them from him when he was having his little thing. I got my A-Team figures. So I got B.A. Baracus. Set him up. There we go. And Hal and Mad Murdoch. What's he looking at? See his eyes? What's he looking at over there? What's going on? Weird. Templeton Peck, otherwise known as Face Man. And the man who loves it when a plan comes together, Hannibal. So I've got those, which are going to be used when I do actually get my Rambo stuff all complete, put back together and stuff. I'm going to you put them in the driver's seats instead of Rambo, because I don't have any Rambo figures. They did. And even a show as dark as DS9 was, had fun episodes. They'd have their holodeck adventures, or they'd have that James Bond episode. That was hilarious. Or any episode where Rom and Quark and Odo were together doing stuff. They had likable characters, and honestly, I don't like any of the characters on Discovery. There's not one of them I care about, except for now I forgot his name. The one Doug Jones plays, the tall dude. I like him, but oh, that'd be nice. I know a lot of people who were turned off almost immediately by it, just because they were, the creators of the show came out and was like, yeah, we didn't really play the game or do anything with that. We were given basics, and then we just kind of made our own show around it. And a lot of people are like, you can't do that. But I hope it's getting better. I never want shows to do poorly, even for things I don't like. Like, I don't want Discovery to be canceled. I like Star Trek. I don't like Lower Decks. I don't like Discovery. I don't want them to be canceled. I don't like the Prodigy show. I don't want it to be canceled. I want more Trek, more Star Wars, more Doctor Who, more Stargate, more Battlestar. Give it to me. Give it to me. I might not watch it, but I'll help promote it, as long as it's not absolutely stupid like a JJ show. He does. It's weird eyes. I wonder if that's how all of them are. That too. Yeah. When it started, I didn't like the Klingons, because you can't possibly give me an explanation. I guess they've tried to do it, why JJ verse Klingons look so different from others. And we had the jump between the classic series and the first movie, and everybody looked at the first movie and was like, what in the hell are those? And then even between movie 1 and movie 3, when we see the Klingons again, they're different. And because you refine the makeup. Worf had huge changes to his costume and makeup between them. I can get all that, and I can get behind that and just ignore that Michael Dorn looks completely different in DS9 Season 7 than he did in Next Generation Episode 1. You just don't talk about that stuff. And Enterprise gave a fairly okay explanation of why Klingons looked like the way they did in the classic series. But it was their subtitles. They moved too fast. And then I just couldn't. I couldn't get into them. I tried so hard. Well, and I just giving us more isn't always the good thing. Your writing has to be there. And trying to update shows is hard. I get that. Trying to take something like Star Trek and put in today's moral compass, or what they think people want in a show. They want they have to have representation. So every character has to fit a certain representation now. And that's fine. I don't care. I don't care who you sleep with. But when it starts interfering with the development of a show, then that's where I'm like, well, what? Why? Why did this? Why is this character here? Is it only here because it fulfills a quota? But that's neither here nor there. That's just how the shows work these days. And when they try and take an old show and fix it to today, they sometimes make critical errors. Like, when the new Magnum PI came out, could not care less that Magnum was Latino or whatever. I did care that they turned Higgins into a girl, because that meant there was going to be some sort of sexual tension between the two of them, and sometime around season 3, that'd mean they'd have to sleep together. Because that's how tight TV works. So I didn't watch one episode of that show because I didn't want to be pissed watching it. If they remade Simon and Simon, they'd make it so that they weren't actually brothers, they were half brothers or something. And, it's, yeah, and Star Trek was always about inclusivity, but not to the extent that Discovery takes it to make it part of the main plot. Like, did anybody ever mention on Star Trek about an Asian driving? About an African American woman being the comms operator? About a Russian at the middle of the Cold War being at the weapons helm? No. Now, they did pick on Spock randomly for being an alien, but they weren't major parts of, there was no plot for that. Gene did it to bring inclusivity into things. Well, and at that point, Sulu wasn't gay. And there's a good chance Sulu isn't gay still. I'm not sure how they work the fact that he has a daughter and all this other stuff into Hikaru's backstory. But having George Takei, even though you didn't talk about that stuff then, which is sad that you couldn't. I mean, it was, at that time, it was still illegal in a lot of states, and in England, you could be put in jail for being gay. But it didn't need to be part of the story. It didn't need to be there. Star Trek worked just fine without it. Now, you could say that the Next Generation wasn't nearly as inclusive as classic Trek. I mean, you had an android, you had a child who they got rid of right away because we hated him, and you got the Klingon, and he was played by an African American guy. But you didn't really get a lot of. Every episode had inclusive people in it, but you didn't run that whole thing. It didn't run as saying, I don't know how to explain it properly, Rick. I really don't. Orville season 3 is coming up. The Orville. When that was announced, I refused to watch it. I don't particularly like Seth MacFarlane's humor. Family Guy wore thin after about season, 4. American Dad lasted a little longer for me. But then somebody said, you have to give Orville a chance. And I did, and I really like it. I loved that it's what Star Trek used to be, sort of. There's still a little bit of the romancy, relationship, fighting, that kind of thing, but it's done in a better way. And the humor in it is what you would think would be real life humor, if that makes any sense. And it had Norm Macdonald in it as a giant blob of goo that just wanders around. So, they already had that for it, and they got a whole bunch of Trek people involved behind the scenes, on the writing, in the cast, as guest stars, and it won me over. I'm looking forward to the Orville season 3. I wish they'd do some stuff for it. Why don't we have pops? Why don't we have some figures? Why don't we have all we have are card sets? That's all we have for it. You know. Huh. That you know what? That could be. It could be. I'm glad they did, because that kind of, he had a giant head. And I think the more refined he got as he got older, not just Worf, but Michael Dorn, and they were able to refine the makeup more, make it quicker, make it faster, kind of like they did with Jadzia. And they actually made a stencil so they could basically spray paint her stripes, her spots on her, to cut the time in half that they had to sit and wait. You know, that helped. But I'm gonna grab this box real quick. Well, I'll grab pieces out of it. So I was hoping Sags would come along, but Dino, Mr. Machino, you might be able to help me. So I've got all these pieces of different parts of weapons systems and stuff for RAMBO. And then there are random parts. This is a canopy that goes to the vehicle. I'll pull out in a second. I'm not sure if this goes to the car I've got or not. But once I get all the pieces out, I'll grab that. And then we've got another piece of artillery. Even comes with, you put that in there. I mean, these things were cool. I didn't remember Rambo stuff being this neat. Another gun emplacement. Oh, this base goes with this, apparently. So I got a mortar. And a couple guns. Put this somewhere before I forget it and lose it. And just put it there. So this is one of the vehicles I got. And it's got a winch in the front. And I think, where'd that brown thing go? Here we go. I think this goes here, because it does sort of fit pretty well, actually. I'm sure that's where that goes, by the way. But I think I'm missing some covers and stuff like that. I've got a whole bunch of weapons in here, including some data cards that I'm hoping will teach me exactly what I need to know. Grab this out. This is the booklet, your catalog. Remember when they used to do these? So it shows you each of the figures that was going to come out that year. And the most useful thing to me is that page, because I've got the anti-tank gun, and I've got, let's see, I got that mortar, 81 millimeter mortar, and I've got the 106 recoilless anti-tank gun. I don't know what this is. Doesn't really say. I don't see where that is part of any other set. Where's the car? There's the car. So I don't know what that is, but I did get the tech, the stuff for it, so maybe it's in here. So this is the 106 millimeter gun. Come on, focus. There we go. I got to get a new camera. If any of you guys have an idea of a decent camera or web camera for about $100, I don't have a lot of money, so I need to keep it low. Apparently in this mess is a 50 caliber machine gun. Oh yeah, that's key. It's got some boxes in there, some ammo boxes and some ammo. That's cool. And then the Fender 6x6 assault tank. So that's this big guy. And then the Skywolf assault jet. That's this guy. Which, of course, this piece goes to somehow. Not sure how. Obviously goes there, though. But I did get most of the missiles and stuff for it. This is what I need John and them for. So tell me exactly what I'm missing. Well, I've tried that, and it overheats and then it shuts down. I don't know. I want to do that though. I got a millet mortar. Well, I got a thing for the Skyfire assault copter, which I don't have. So let's see what's in this other. What else is in here? Oh, it is a twin-mounted 7.2 millimeter machine gun emplacement, is what that is. Because here's the fencing for it. Okay, that's all that's in that box. So I got some fencing for that machine gun emplacement. So I don't have any other pieces for this plane or the hood. So it looks like I'm missing the hood for this. What else? I need a picture. Where'd that sheet go? So really, honestly, it looks like I'm just missing. It doesn't look like the stickers were ever put on this, but I'm missing a cover for. I'm missing the hood and a missile for this dude. And then, oh, I see. Well, how does that work? See how it kind of just sits over his head? Oh, I see. That goes like this. Where'd that go? There we are. Oh. Well, maybe it doesn't. Well, Foger carb. No. There's something missing here that would pull that up and back. I'm gonna have to ask Mark or John what's missing, because it looks like, oh, I just lost a missile. See, that's why I can't have nice things. Oops, there go the other missiles. Okay, well, theirs are being put right in a bag. But I thought I got a good deal on all this stuff. It was $70. I got it, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. Back when you guys did your thing, Dino. And now I have some. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. I wonder. I would assume they're probably about the same size. Yeah. Cute. So I can use my A-Team guys. And it's awesome. So those will be when I redo the other room, I'm actually going to put a 4 to 8 foot section of loose stuff out. I'm going to start putting some of my Legos out, and I'm going to start putting stuff like that out where I can look at it and see it and get it out of its boxes. This kind of loose stuff. I do have some Star Wars ships and stuff that I opened back in the day that I want to get out. And just to have I've got a whole bunch of open Simpsons figures and play sets that I want to get out. So I'm going to start putting more of my loose stuff out, which I've never done before. I've never actually displayed anything loose because I don't open a lot. But Rick, I will try that. I don't know. It overheats. And last time I tried was back when I was looking through that toy box, and it kept disconnecting. And I don't know if it's the connection or if it was trying to do it in 4K and my internet connection couldn't take it. Recording, I record with my phone all the time, except when I do live streams. And live streams, I always use it's a Logitech 1080p one. So I like loose stuff. I do like being able to play with them. I mean, I don't play with them, I just display them. That's why I love John. Sags actually gets enjoyment out of opening and playing with his stuff, and I'm not there anymore. I have fun with the Legos, but I could never open my Grimlock from the movie and transform it and sit it out and not think about that I destroyed all its intrinsic value. And that might be part of when I do that little mental health video later. But no, I haven't. But I saw somebody, I didn't click on it because I was busy doing something else. Somebody showed a whole bunch of new sets, Jurassic Park sets. And I was like, oh, those are going to be cool. I might have to get them. I don't own a Jurassic Park set, so I might have to get one. Then they showed like 8 or 9 new Potter sets that were very cool. And Star Wars just doesn't really do it for me. They're only vehicles, and I don't know why. I love that set that Mikey is working on, that Cantina set, but it's so big. And I do own the Boba Fett throne room set. I'm having a very hard time trying to open it. I have a hard time with that. I see it as $100 Lego set that I just opened. But loose Legos hold their price, so I don't know. Hey, what's up, Mick? Good day. Hope your morning's going well. But so that's that's about it for today, guys. Next week, I don't know what's going on next week. We'll still be talking Moon Knight, of course, and getting ready for Thor. Oh, Thor. Yeah, we could talk about the Thor trailer, but I think that's a longer than an 8-minute thing, and I got to get some stuff done today. To all you whiny, cry people out there, she's Thor. Deal with it. She's been Thor. It's been in the comics. It was going to happen in the movie eventually. This is Chris Hemsworth's last Thor movie that he's set up for. He's set up to appear in Guardians of the Galaxy, but that's supposedly his last appearance. He has to redo his contract. So, and it's not like Natalie Portman's going to stay Thor. She has a real career. She's not going to be this Marvel person that does all these Marvel films. If it was, she would have been in them more. She wasn't in Endgame. She wasn't in any of them. She just, she was on another planet or something, or she was snapped or whatever. We removed her for her own safety. If she was going to be that person, she'd be in every single movie. But that's not who Natalie Portman is. That's not what she wants to do. I still think it may be a huge surprise that she's in Obi-Wan, but we'll see. In a flashback of some kind. So, thank you, sir. Yeah, thanks to everybody in the chat. You guys are the reason I keep doing this every week, to give me something to talk to. Although, I could just be, I don't know, maybe I'm in a hospital somewhere, like Moon Knight, and I don't know. Oh, I thought it was later there. I thought it was closer to 6 a.m. your time there. Oh my God, dude, go back to bed. Oh, weak. Well, I guess it is Saturday there, so you don't have to go back to bed if you don't want to. But try and get a nap in before Salacious starts stuff. He'll be on video games all day. We might even play more Diablo 3 today. I hope so. I like that game. Again, thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being there. Thanks for, pointing out when I'm wrong or I'm right. Especially Rick, king of the questionable theories. Maybe after next, if there's only 6 episodes, maybe after the next episode, Rick, me and you need to, if you can, come on that next week's thing, and we can just go nuts about theories, because I honestly don't know where it's going, because I don't know what's already happened, because they don't talk about the snap, they don't talk about anything else in the MCU, so I don't know how it's connected. I like that it's not connected so much, but I'm also confused about where it moves forward to. So exactly, the best ending of any television show of all time is the end of Newhart. Really, just the best ending. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm off for today. Hope everybody has a great weekend. We'll be back with the Lego studs on Sunday. I'm going to complete my Hogwarts Express set, and then I've got another one of those little books I want to put together before I start my next huge set. I'm sure the boys will be out playing video games somewhere. But until then, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.